What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how you can build a high-ticket dropshipping store in the HVAC niche. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and it's a huge niche. I mean, everybody around the world who has a home needs some sort of heating, ventilation, or air conditioning system. You can find these at tons of big box stores, but there's a lot of homeowners that like to go out and buy these systems online and have them shipped direct to their house so they don't have to deal with going and picking them up and getting them delivered and all that stuff. A lot of homeowners that have small, tiny homes as well find that these mini split systems work really well for their homes. I even have one in my home right here. You can check it out right there. So they're really popular in all parts of the world, but any part of the world where you just don't need and don't want to spend so much money on a central ducted air conditioning system or heated system. And it really depends. Like tropical parts of the world, you don't really need heating that much, so air conditioning is more important. But northern and very southern parts of the world, you need more air conditioning and heating capabilities as well. And well, anyway, so it's a huge niche. Almost everybody needs to buy one of these things at some point if they have a home. And besides that, it's not just the homeowners that buy them, it's also the installers. So the actual, there's a huge B2B potential here because you can sell to the installers that install it to the homes. And if you can get accounts with these installers, they'll buy from you over and over and over again. And so it's a really good idea to get into this niche. It's a great one for high ticket drop shipping. There's just so much demand and a huge market for it. And there's drop shipping suppliers. So it's perfect. The only thing about it, you really have to learn about it before you get into it because you're going to be servicing customers. They have specific questions because they're diving into it to figure it out for their home. And of course, the installers are already going to know about it. So they're going to want to know certain things. And well, these also are packaged sets of products. You have the air handlers, you have the compressors, you have a lot of different things you need to connect it to, like line sets and stuff like that. So you need to learn all the different types of these packages and how to set packages up together to properly serve your customers. So in this video today, I'm going to show you a little bit of research just through Google Shopping like I normally do to find high-ticket dropshipping retailers, reverse engineer to find the brands that are dropshipping brands. And then from there, we're just going to talk about those stores and how they've set up their stores and how they look. I'm going to offer some advice to you for competing if you want to get into this niche. And lastly, I'm going to give you an offer for done-for-you services because that's what I do. I provide done-for-you services for entrepreneurs that want to start and scale high-ticket dropshipping e-commerce stores. So without further ado, let's get into the video and check out HVAC systems. All right, guys, so I'm going to be using Google Shopping and Bing Shopping to do the research today. So I'm just going to type in HVAC systems. And, there's lots of different keywords. Obviously, there's like mini splits and there's air handlers and there's compressors and all that stuff, but we're just going to look at HVAC systems. There's a bunch of different brands. Usually what I do is go straight to Google Shopping, but I also want to show you what it looks like on just the homepage. So nowadays we have this AI overview. And so the really cool thing about getting backlinks to your website, which is a long-term strategy for getting organic traffic, is that it's also going to help you show up in the AI suggestions. All these suggested websites that are shown up here, they have a lot of backlinks, and that's why Google and ChatGPT and stuff like that are going to recommend these websites. It's because they have a lot of domain authority, which means they got backlinks from other different types of websites, and so yeah. Anyways, just keep that in mind, guys, because a lot of people, they just go right here to the AI, they read it, they see the link and they click it. Okay, so you want to show up as high as possible in the search results as you can. Another thing that they offer here are little short videos now. So this is really interesting, but it's like Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, things like that. So when you're setting up your store, keep in mind that you should not be ignoring social media marketing, and you can set up, AI video. Doesn't even have to be a human. It could be just like AI that looks like a human talking about products, or you can do it yourself, or you can just do kind of like pictures and video style stuff, or whatever. So just don't sleep on that. Do some video marketing, okay? But usually you're going to see a bunch of shopping ads come up first, and that's the ads with the pictures and the brands and the products. So let's go ahead and look at a few of these. When you click an ad with multiple advertisers, it's going to pull up a little thing here. It's going to show you a bunch of different websites. So the first thing I'm looking for is niche specific websites. Niche specific websites, they're not big box stores. Like the Home Depot it's a niche website in the sense that it's for the home, but it's a big box store in the sense that they have huge retail locations. Everybody knows about them. They have enormous warehouses. gigantic catalogs. They don't just sell heating, venting, and cooling. Okay, but I want to find websites that just sell heating, venting, and cooling because these are more likely to be little online-only stores that drop ship, right? It's you can find online-only stores that are have huge wide selections, but they're just not as common because they take a lot more money to start up and stuff like that. So when you're going through the organics or you're going through Google Shopping to do competitor research, try to find e-commerce stores that are little niche stores. It's like the one that stands out right away is hvacdirect.com. They got a shopping ad here, they got an organic ranking, so it's definitely one of the top stores in the niche. They're paying the most for the ads, and they got a bunch of backlinks and stuff like that to their homepage for really hard to rank for keywords that are just like really main keywords in the niche. Whenever you type stuff into Google, to keep in mind also it's going to give you a list of example keywords like beyond what you typed in, and you can always look through these and see like HVAC systems for sale. That's like a long tail keyword, right, that you could rank for. HVAC systems and equipment. And then there's like informational keywords here. So you can do a lot of cool like SEO research just using this. But anyway, let's get into the competitor site. So the first thing I'm looking for when I'm seeing a competitor's site is I want to see if they have any kind of physical location. If they have a showroom or a physical storefront of some sort. So I'm going to look for an address or something that says showroom. I might even just click the find, type showroom, and there's nothing that. Usually if they have a showroom, they're going to talk about it in the header, in the menu up here, or definitely in the footer. They're going to have an address and showroom and like office hours, that kind of stuff. If you want to dive a bit deeper, you can check out their contact page or about us page, get an idea. Maybe they have a warehouse and they just don't want people to come to the warehouse, that kind of stuff. Like it really looks like here like they have a warehouse, they have a bunch of pictures, but this could be their suppliers too, so it's hard to say. Yeah, so they have locations, 400 employees, multiple locations, but this again could be their suppliers' warehouses too, so we don't really know. Unless they're saying, come check out our showroom, we don't really know. And these could all be fictional characters too. Like they are probably real, but they might be fictional, so we don't really know. But also, it's kind of cool. You can see they have a family of websites. They have other stores here. So these are other potential drop shipping, niches that we could get into, right? So when we open these and just kind of like explore around a little bit, we'll get back to HVAC in a minute. But yeah, barbecues are also another great niche. I have other videos on that, and there's lots of other fire pits, fire stoves, patio heaters. This is kind of like an outdoor living site, sort of. So you can get an idea there. Some niches. OfficeSupply.com. Let's see. It's a lot of the air conditioning stuff, but like for an office, because offices, they need air conditioning systems. So it's kind of like a niche down thing for the air conditioning system company, which is really smart. And then floor factories. So, they probably ran into a lot of customers that need floors done. And this is something probably very difficult to get into online only. You're going to see probably a lot of like the companies that do this kind of stuff. They link with these local companies, or they have a local installer. It's like a more of a physical business because you don't just buy the floor and you have it installed, right? Let's get back to HVAC though. So I don't see any kind of a showroom or storefront, but I do see they claim to have a bunch of locations and warehouses. So we're going to have to skip for now because we see that they have all those locations, but we can come back to that later. So now we'll check out AC Direct. It's another one that I see that's a niche specific store. Let's check out their footer. All right, they do have an address in their footer, but the good thing is it says suite, so that's a good sign. Usually when it says suite, that means the virtual office address. It doesn't necessarily mean that though, for sure, so we have to check that out on the street view on Google Maps and see if it has their sign on it. If it does have a sign that shows their name, or in like the Google listing it shows like their business is here, then for sure this is their own little showroom. It kind of doesn't really look like a virtual office though. It looks like their own little showroom. Like this is like little units you can rent and stuff. So they might have like their own little like mini warehouse showroom. But in Google, they're gonna have, so here we go. So we have AC Direct, we have Flight Sim Wings, we have Infrared Systems Development, and Patches RS. They have multiple businesses at the same address. Okay, so that probably means that it's either a virtual office address or it's a bunch of mini, like warehouse rooms, basically like a little mini warehouse with an office. And we could even check these other websites out and just see like, is this another kind of like e-commerce niche store, or what is it? It kind of seems like it's a niche. It's a high ticket niche. These are high ticket products. Flight Sim Wings. So these are specific like flight simulator systems. It's a really interesting one. So getting more niche ideas here, you never know. But okay, so the next thing is Once you see that they don't really have, like they have an office or a virtual address, is that you want to see if they sell multiple brands. Because if they just have their own brand, then it'd be like AC Direct mini splits or something like that. Then okay, they probably are a direct to consumer brand in that case. But this one, they have Goodman, which is like a really big brand of these HVAC systems. So it's most likely that they're drop shipping. And it's also possible, though, that they only have a select amount of brands. Like I think Goodman and this Daikin brand here that you see on this one are connected to each other. So it might be that no, they have ACIQ as well, which is perfect. Okay, so they have multiple. They have multiple brands. So it's not just. And then they also mention other brands down here in their list: Mr. Cool, Daikin, Mitsubishi. So yeah, multiple brands. So it's definitely a store you might be able to extract from, but it's kind of iffy because I'm not sure if that location is an office address or if it's like a little mini warehouse with an office or something. So we're going to keep digging a little bit here just to make sure. But we really want to find a website that's niche specific that for sure is online only. So let's keep digging. Alpine home air products. So let's check this one out. Okay, this one looks like is on WooCommerce. And they have some sort of Cloudflare thing set up. So it's like an older site probably. Let's check it out. So any showroom or address on the bottom, I don't see anything. Okay, so HVAC consultations, that's great. Lead generation setup, that's important. Let's see here. Now I have that same brand, Goodman. It's kind of hard to tell. So I don't think they have a actual physical location. They don't say anything about it in the footer of the website, which they should normally say something, and they don't say it here. So it must be online only. So let's see if they have multiple brands. So we'll do air conditioning, cooling, ductless mini split, why not? And we just want to see, is it their own brand? Is it... Okay, Blue Ridge, they got the brand listed there, Blue Ridge. On the left-hand sidebar, too, they have a bunch of stuff, so maybe we can find a brands list. Okay, manufacturer. So they sell Blue Ridge and Daikin. So they definitely have multiple brands on their website, and Alpine is their website. So it's not a direct-to-consumer brand. It's definitely a dropshipping store. But being that it's not on Shopify, and the way you tell it's not on Shopify is the URL structure. Any category URL structure is going to be /collection/. In this case, it's view categories. So this is definitely something else, probably WordPress. Like categories is usually a WordPress thing. And, WooCommerce is the main WordPress e-commerce platform. But it could be something else too, but not really sure. So Blue Ridge, Goodman. So they have a few brands. So we may have established a few brands already, but let's keep looking. Let's keep digging. So, at this point, once we know that this place is online only and we've found a few brands, for sure that are drop shippers, like we see these guys on multiple websites, right? You can take an entire keyword like Blue Ridge, or in this case, I'm going to use Goodman because I saw them across other stores already. I'm going to sort by not best match, but they have most popular, so best selling. Okay, so we know that this is like the most popular product. Let's copy the entire name. So it's going to include the brand name, the SKU number, and the category specific information. We're going to plug that back into Google. Plug that back into Google and search that. And now what we should find is a bunch of other stores selling that exact same product. Let's see. So yeah, we have Imperial AC Supply, the AC Outlet, Vumi Supply. Vumi's got a lot of listings on this one, but let's check out Imperial AC Supply first. We're really looking for Shopify stores, but it's okay if we can't find them. At least we know that it's a dropship friendly brand that sells in multiple stores, that are online only. Okay, so another one has an address here. Let's see if it's a physical retail store or if it's like a virtual office. Imperial. Okay, so air conditioning supply. They have definitely a physical retail location, so we'll have to skip that one. Let's check the AC Outlet. Okay, another one. But they have a shop by brand list here, which is kind of cool. So let's see how many brands they have. It's taking the website a little while to load. Let's see if they have location. Okay, they have a lot of brands. So this is really cool. I'm assuming they must have a location because a lot of these brands are like Bosch and stuff like normally are going to be kind of tough to get. But I don't see any kind of location listed here. Yeah, see, consumers, contractors, and builders. It's consumers, homeowners, right? Contractors and builders, that's B2B. Potentially B2G if the government's building something, right? So it's got some B2G potential too, for sure. Let's go to their contact page and see if we can find a location. Okay, these guys are online only for sure. They don't have anything about a showroom and nothing on their contact page. They got a bunch of brands. So this is like an old online retailer. And all these brands are going to be dropship friendly brands, okay? Some of them might not set up accounts for new ones, but one of them for sure that I've sold a bunch in the past, Mr. Cool, they're selling. So I'm going to use Mr. Cool as the rest of the research here to find more of these stores for you guys to extract from, get your ideas from and stuff. So another thing where you got the model number here, you got the brand plus the category here. So try to copy all this and put it back into Google. All right, so we're gonna see some of the same stores here, but we're gonna see some new ones. HVACquick.com. Let's see if that's a, yep, this is a Shopify, no, it's not a Shopify store, it's /residential, I don't know what that is. There's a very old e-commerce stores what this is, so we're gonna skip that. I don't really like taking from old e-commerce stores that much. You can take from them later, but in the beginning. Okay, Premium Home Source, there's a great example. So this is like a home niche site, so it's kind of broad. They got a bunch of stuff, but I'll talk about that too. But these guys dropship, and I don't think they have any kind of physical location. I was competing with these guys for a long time, and I still might do it in the future, but these guys have a big, broad website, lots of stuff. So they have appliance packages, all different types of appliances, ranges, range hoods, refrigerators, microwaves, dishwashers, wall ovens, wine, beverage, coolers, freezers, ice makers, kitchen sinks, kitchen faucets, mini split systems, DIY mini splits, all this heating and cooling stuff, HVAC, right? And they got outdoor, they got grills, smokers, outdoor appliances, pizza ovens, grill carts, garden tools, garden beds. They got saunas, bathtubs, bathroom faucets, shower systems, all this stuff. And just tons of brands. I'll just show you their list of brands. It's insane. Just keep in mind, if you're gonna try to start a business in this kind of similar niche, like extract from the store and model after them, there's huge catalogs you got to deal with, like enormous catalogs, and you can't just import and steal their products, because the way they customize their site, it's just not going to show up right on your website unless you have their exact same theme, so you got to basically find or get like a supplier inventory sheet and then work it into Shopify's import sheet. And even then, it's just going to be tough to deal with this huge catalog. So you got all these different BTU options to choose from, voltage options to choose from. These even link to separate product pages. If you look at the URL on the top, the BTUs, if you go to 12,000, it'll be on a separate URL entirely. So they got an app right there that does that. They got, So anyways, Mr. Cool is definitely a great dropshipping brand. For some reason, they're all brands page isn't loading for me right now. I don't know why. But anyway, so kitchen appliances 4.0. Oh, here we go, finally. Okay, so, they got it listed like this. Okay, so you see their entire list of brands here. Actually, it's not that big, but it's a ton of products. If you see, they even listed the amount of products they have. 4.0, almost 500 products. Z-Line, 2,500. Thor Kitchen, 137. Gordon Ramsay, Thor Kitchen, 143. It's like a subline. Kucht, 280. Impava, 73. Cosmo, 114. House Lane, Blaze Outdoor Grills, Ilve, which is a appliance brand, 1006. I think it was just appliances too, actually, because I had just opened the kitchen appliances part of that. This doesn't include the heating and cooling section, which is a whole different thing. They've really gone, check it out what they did here. And this is what you should consider doing with your own store too, is have you got to understand the niche. This niche specifically, you have cooling, so you have rooms. So how many rooms do you need to cool? So it's 1 zone, 2 zone, 3 zone, up to 6 zones. How big is your room? Is how many units are you going to need? That kind of thing. So there's the wall mount, there's the ceiling mount. might need help sizing your systems. They have a sizing calculator you can use. And this is really cool because this is going to help people to like figure out what they need on your website, not going to the supplier direct or having to go to a competitor, come back, that kind of thing. So this is like a calculator. So one room, 350, and then they match you up. Request email estimate, next accessories, or just fill out the form here. And then this is all the stuff that can go with it. And this is really good. This is what you should do in any niche. But you've got to add the components to customize and optimize that product for that customer, whatever it happens to be. Usually it's from that same brand, but as you can see here, it's sometimes from different brands. And sometimes they're just generic products you can get on other, dropshipping platforms too. It doesn't really matter, but sometimes it matters that it's the same brand's product for sure. But this is definitely a Shopify store you can extract from, get tons of ideas from. And just keep in mind, so once you've found these dropshipping stores, again, you can go through this entire catalog. You can go through any of these brands, right? Let's take a different one like Senville and copy the entire name. I think I might have to click into it to do it, yeah. So copy the entire name, plug it back into Google, hit enter, and you're going to find other stores selling that same product. And sometimes the supplier themselves will be selling it. It's like a direct consumer brand as well as selling on, online retail stores. Okay, so this is like their website directly. So when you have this is really cool. This is a supplier's website. They sell it directly. You can get a lot of information just right from here. Sometimes their inventory is updated like on their website and stuff, so that's a lot easier to deal with. But yeah, like you're going to find more competitors. Let's just get out of that because it's kind of loading slow. Let's close out a bunch of these actually, because these weren't really working out for us, but good ideas. So Heat and Cool, this looks like could be definitely another online retailer. Let's keep looking here. Like stores with names like HVAC Kingdom, like there's got to be an online retailer, right? It's just a little niche store. They just focus on that. Chill Mini Splits, perfect example, online retailer. Okay, so this is definitely a niche that works really well for this business model. It's a high ticket product. Again, it's package friendly, so you got tons of package potential. You got different options, right? You're gonna have to understand the customer base and niche, but there's lots of consumer, B2B, and B2G potential. So just so much potential if you understand the systems really well and you can network and become a really solid retailer. You can make just tons of sales in this niche. So it's a fantastic niche to get into for high ticket dropshipping, one of the best for sure. And yeah, because there's just such a huge demand for these products, your sales can be in the multi-hundreds of thousands of dollars per month into the millions per month easily. You just have to get your website to be just as good as any of these competitors' offers, if not better. And again, like you have to see what they're doing. So I just established at least 5 or 6 different drop shipping competitors and more that are like big box stores and broader sites and stuff. So now that if you want to get in this niche, you got to have a build your own DIY split system, page set up. You've got to make it easy for people to find the products they need, the exact ones. So if they need a different product or whatever, you got to have that option on the product page, right? If someone clicks into Google looking for a 27,000 BTU, but they land on this site that has 18,000, but it doesn't have the 27,000 option, they're going to click out and go to a competitor. So definitely have all the options listed as possible on the same product page. That really helps to get sales, okay? Because people can pick and choose what they need right on that page. They don't have to try to sort through your store. And as you can see, usually like it's kind of hard to search around. It doesn't have like easy, like it just goes straight to all products. That's terrible, right? So you've got to be able to come up with a system where it's like easy to find stuff. So now I can go here. Okay, I need a 6-zone mini split. Here it is. Okay, so this one's a bit complex. I'm gonna need 66 feet, 75 feet, 35 feet, 50 feet. Each air handler needs its own separate line systems, right? So there's like lots of stuff you got to figure out here, guys. With these package listings, it gets quite complex. All the different variants and stuff. These guys aren't doing as good of a job at upselling as Premium Home Source is, I noticed. Like Premium Home Source is doing a really good job of that, because if I shop the same exact product on Premium Home Source, they're gonna have all these different like upsells. Let's see if they do it or not. Yeah, accessories, see right here, like you can add additional accessories. So they got the line sets. It shows what's included, which is a little bit nicer too. Like on this website, it doesn't really show what's included. It has all the picture stuff, I guess, so it's not that bad. But this is like really nice, where it has the picture and it has the additional pictures and the quantities. And select your line sets. Use the mini split builder. Okay, description, specification, all that. And then again, accessories. You got to have upsell accessories if you want to raise your average order value, and it just really helps you convert better overall, because people are going to be able to find stuff on your website they can't find on competitors' sites, and they're going to want to buy that from you. So it doesn't just help you make more money; it helps you get more sales too. So that's what it helps with. These guys, they also have 2 different financing options: Affirm and BreadPay. That really helps. These guys have Shop Pay and Pay Tomorrow. So it's like if somebody already has Affirm credit on their account, and an account with Affirm, which is a really well-known provider, then they can order from this site. Whereas with this site, they don't even offer Affirm, so they couldn't. But if they had Shop Pay credit, then they could, that kind of thing. So it's really good to offer as many financing providers as possible. Each one's a separate payment processor, which makes it more difficult to deal with for bookkeeping and all that stuff. But it's really important, because somebody's going to have money on one versus another. It's going to make it so they can buy from you, right? So just keep that in mind. With high ticket dropshipping, you definitely got to have financing providers available. Not everybody's going to have a credit card and just be able to throw $6,000 onto it. So that's it, guys. I think I just went over a ton of really, really awesome stuff. Let's talk about one more thing. This one right here, this additional 5% discount. This is great. This is what you should be doing, having a discount, but don't just put the discount. Also, you need some sort of urgency included with this. So it should be like a special offer with urgency, a deadline to make a decision. And there could be a countdown timer down here. There could be a wording that says, offer expires or offer ends, this date, this time. And they could use JavaScript to make it revolve every single day, flash sale, that kind of stuff. They could do a lot more with that. So don't just provide discounts. And the other thing too, I don't see any of these sites doing free gift packages. I mean, they could really be doing free gift packages, even if it was as simple as just offering some like print-on-demand merch, or offering some sort of like an accessory, like a little accessory you'd find, on AliExpress or Amazon or something like that, that kind of goes along with this niche. That would really help too. But people love free gift packages. And even for a $10,000 product, a little free gift that this other site doesn't offer is going to push them over the edge with your store as opposed to the competitors. So people love getting stuff for free. It's possible, like even just like a handheld fan, like a cheap handheld fan is a free gift. It kind of is a cool gimmick, and people would like that. Be like, hey, I want to get that fan. That looks cool. I'll get it for free if I buy from this competitor. It's the same price. So let me just do that. And then you don't have to offer that 5% coupon. I mean, some people are looking for that $500 off. And if I get it from this site and I don't get it from that site, then sure, I'll order from there. But maybe you can do the 5% plus the little, $50 free gift or whatever, and they're going to buy from you too. So keep that in mind, guys. Free gifts really help. And also, high ticket dropshipping, it's all about follow-up, and communication, networking, and all that stuff. So definitely, contact everybody who's a lead that comes to your website that abandons their checkout. Try to call them and talk to them personally, and it's a lot more likely you'll get sales that way. And it's just all about follow-up, lead, follow-up, high ticket sales is just follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. You got to get leads, and then you got to close those leads and get the sales. That's about it. All right. So hope that makes sense, guys. Definitely some great websites to extract from, and you can do your own research and find more websites from Google Shopping. There's definitely plenty more. Don't ever stop doing research. Research is really important, and it's the best thing you can do for your business, especially before you get started. All right, folks, I hope that video was helpful. Now you know that the mini split HVAC, air conditioning, heating, ventilation niche is incredibly profitable. And with high ticket dropshipping, it works really well. You've got to learn about it. You got to understand the product. You got to understand the consumers. You got to understand the businesses. You got to understand the installers and the home builders, and there's just huge possibility here with consumers, B2B, B2G, and just millions and millions and millions of dollars that could be made every single month here. Absolutely tons of demand. So this is one of the best niches you can get into, and it just requires some understanding. And if you want help with starting a high-ticket dropshipping business, we have a fully done with you and done for you system called our Turnkey Business in a Box. You can go to ecommerceparadise.com/turnkey to learn more. While you're on that page, you should get a pop-up that offers you a free niches list, so you have more niche ideas to research if the HVAC systems seem great, but maybe you're into something else. And you can learn how to combine niches too. But go check out our service sales page. We have, we do a ton of work, and I have a team that does this as well as I do it myself. And we build out your store. We set up all the marketing. We set up the ads. We get your store running and rolling. You take it and you do the sales, or you can, have us hire a VA for you. And we do a bunch of scaling work too on the back end. We do supplier recruiting, product catalog uploading, inventory and price updates, customer service, communication, order processing, communication, stuff like that, management. We also do SEO, we do ad management, we do email marketing, social media marketing. So everything that you kind of need to do, we do, so you can pick and choose what you want help with later on. So we're here for you. We've been around for like 15 years. So definitely one of the most well-known companies in the high-ticket dropshipping e-commerce space, Ecommerce Paradise. And I'm going to be continuing to do this probably for the rest of my life, because I really enjoy this business model. I think it works great, and everybody that I've gotten into it said the same thing. It's an awesome business model. So if you want to learn more about it, ecommerceparadise.com. I have free niches list, free book on the landing page, on the homepage there. Lots of blog articles. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Like this video and share it with your friends. And definitely comment below if you have any questions. Happy to help. I respond personally to every comment. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.